This ain't your mama's racing stream. This ain't your mama's racing stream.
This is VRN, your trusted leader in e-motorsports.
Hey, welcome Vigilante Nation to Daytona International Speedway for the Season 1 finale of the Vigilante Vanquish Speedway Series. My name is Alan Vaught along with Ricky Wittenberg in the booth, and we'll be bringing you all the excitement and racing action this evening. And in fact, we're going to get you started right now with some session details for tonight. So this race this evening is going to be 85 laps. That's 212 miles. The drivers will only have 65% fuel in the tank. They do have one fast repair should they find themselves in some trouble tonight, so they have one mulligan. The incident limit is set to 25 and 6. And as always, cautions, lucky dog, and wave around are on iRacing. So now let's talk a little bit about the championship, because this is the finale, the final race of Season 1. And at the top of the leaderboard, we have a tie between Albert Anderson and Mike Adamson, 271 points each. And as you see, it's pretty close down through the top 10, but those two are tied. Additionally, P4 and P5 are tied. But the folks back in 6th, 7th, 8th on back, they're not out of this. It could jumble up everything tonight, depending on how these folks run. Going to be an exciting evening of racing, Ricky. What do you think about the championship piece right here?
Well, if I was a driver, I wouldn't want it to come down to Daytona because it's such a wild card and you never know what's going to happen. But that ought to make it more interesting for the fans to watch and cheer on their favorite driver. And like you said, it's not just a race for the title. I think third place is up for grabs, and I mean 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all the way down to 9th probably could jump up to 3rd if they had a good enough run. So a lot of movement can happen in the points.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is going to be an exciting one tonight. Basically, when you do the math, probably P1 and P2 are going to be the ones fighting out for the title. I don't see really any mathematical way someone else is going to beat either one of them. But yeah, from P3 on back, I mean, this could go either way, depending if you get knocked out of the race, if you just don't quite have the right time to finish you're looking for, some bad luck on pit road or some kind of a penalty. Yeah, it could be a bad evening or a really great evening. You go from zero to hero quick and vice versa.
Oh, for sure. I believe the only way Chris Jones would have a shot at the title is if Anderson and Adamson both lost their mind, drove backwards on the track, and got disqualified from the series. Right. I think the only way he could get enough points to catch up is something nuts like that. But it's going to be interesting in all seriousness, between Adamson and Anderson. They're both really good on the super speedways, and I'm sure it'll come down to the last lap.
Yeah, I believe so too. So we're going to go ahead and switch on over. We should see these drivers starting their qualifying run. We're right here at the top of the hour. And first one out, looks like Colin Decker in that 8 truck. We'll follow along with him. Actually, we're kind of scooting around here. Let's see if we can get on one truck here for you. And we'll follow along with Colin as he makes his first run. So Daytona International Speedway, this track is 2.5 miles long. It is an asphalt surface. And the banking, in the turns at least, is 31 degrees. You have 18 degrees in the trioval, which is the front stretch, and then 3 degrees of banking. Almost don't even notice it almost on television here in the back stretch. The nickname for this place is the World Center of Racing. It's located in Daytona Beach, Florida, and it opened in 1959, founded by Bill France Sr. And some notable features about this track is it does have a 29-acre lake here at the facility, Lake Lloyd, in the infield. Originally, it was excavated to build the banking around the track, but now it's used as a powerboat racing and even fishing. And I remember back when I was a child, you'd have the Cup drivers out there fishing on Friday and Saturday on their bass boats before they started doing qualifying or practice. Some traits for this track. So it's a super speedway style pack racing track. Very intense drafting, high close speeds. The trioval layout creates unique sight lines and dramatic finishes at the start finish line. The steep banking allows for sustained speeds of over 200 miles per hour. Now we will see that in the truck on occasion when they get really great runs. Generally, if you run by yourself, it's probably about 180 if I remember right. But the limits, you have limited time off throttle. It's almost full throttle. You kind of, back and forth just to stay off the individual in front of you. For the surface wear, even though it hasn't been that long since it got resurfaced, it's still getting pretty bumpy now with wear and weather age. The aerodynamic sensitivity makes the car placement and teamwork critical for this track. And as always, we have the huge risk of the big one, the multi-car crash It's very common at this type of racing, mostly here at Talladega and now New Atlanta. So yeah, it's gonna be a great night of racing. I'm gonna go over see if we can get you some weather details because it's actually quite mild tonight. So we have 77 degrees Fahrenheit for your air temperature. The track temp sits at 78. Humidity is at 53%. You do have a light breeze at like 5 miles per hour now. Clear skies tonight for this race. It looks like we're in store. I love the fact that we're under the lights, Ricky. It should make for a nice spectacle. Hopefully a good, clean race. We got about 21 drivers in here tonight. Good size field. A few people were out of town for this race, but we got all the mainstays and obviously the championship contenders.
Yeah, the under the lights is going to look good. Truck's going to be throwing sparks and bottoming out, and when they hit the wall, you'll be able to see it light up a little bit. Everything at Daytona looks better at night. It just there's just something about that glow. And as you see, I guess on your screen there, Adamson's coming to the checkered flag, trying to get everything he can on his qualifying lap.
So right now we have Colin Decker at 51.18 at the top of the leaderboard, followed by Eaton, Durkee in third. Anderson is in fourth. A little bit surprising. He's usually very good at coming out on top for pole position at these super speedway tracks and speedway
that was
tracks.
His first lap.
Okay, good. So
he ran that on his first lap. Yeah, he may. If he ran that on his first lap, that's going to be a sporty second lap probably.
Here he is right here. So now we're on board with Albert, America's driver. See what kind of time he puts down. He's coming around out of turn 4. Is he going to cut it below the line here at the very end to see if he can get a little more extra time? He does. Any movement for Mr. Anderson?
No, he did not.
Yes, he does. No, that's Welch goes up. Anderson goes down to 6th.
Yeah, I think
was that his first lap?
No, that was his second lap, so he's done. I think on his first lap he ran the preferred bottom line. I saw some guys throwing it away on the first lap to try to have better momentum on the second lap, and I think the guys that are up front are the ones that threw away their first lap.
I got you. Riding on board now with Dylan Bryant. Okay, we got testing there. Lori has testing her on screen. She has an admin override to get messages to not only the broadcasters, but to you out there in Vigilante Nation. So it's good to see that's working, Lori. I saw that a positive test sat. Let's see what he goes around. It's like, Dylan, is he on his first or second lap? Can you see that, Ricky?
Dylan Bryant is, looks like he's on his second lap.
See what he comes out with here, because right now he's 19th. Bam, top of the board. Smoking fast lap, 51.13. Tied essentially with Welch. That means that when you see on the screen there, all zeroed out, that just means you got to go one more digit, which we're not able to show there to actually break the tie.
Yeah, and Dylan Bryant did throw away his first lap, so that does seem to be the way to run fast tonight, is to run high your first lap, try to get the momentum up, so you've got just another 10th in you on that second lap.
I tell you, I'm not accustomed to having Anderson. He must have hit the apron or something. He's back in 11th now, and Adamson's actually behind him in 14th. So we got our championship contenders starting mid-pack. If I was in this race, Ricky, that's not where I'd want to start if I was in it for the championship.
No. So if you're starting mid-pack, you're going to either want to try to get to the front as fast as you can or get to the back as fast as you can. You don't want to stay right there where they're going to start.
Looks like Kelly Gill is making a late run for his lap. He has a little time. He's going to start getting up to speed here. This must be coming to his first lap.
Yeah, he's still on his warm-up coming to his first lap, so Kelly's definitely throwing away the first lap to try to get a good second lap.
But Kelly is one of the perennial contenders up front, especially at these super speedway races. Incredible pusher, probably the most aggressive and effective pushers that we've seen in this league. Most of the time it works out for him pretty well. It can go bad at times, but if you want to win a race, and you got Kelly Kill behind you, that's what I would want. I mean, and it's worked out for me a few times.
Yeah, Kelly is a master at the plate tracks, and there's just a few guys that's out there that's that good at the plate tracks, and he is at the top of that list. He's one of the Mount Rushmore plate drivers that I know.
You see, I went on board with Kelly here. He's got triple screen monitor set up here. He is one of 5 onboard cameras that we have tonight. Along with, let's see, we have the number 10 of Cawthon, 21 of Welch, the number 8 of Colin Decker, Kelly, of course, on your screen, and then the number 29 of Dave the Mouth Mayberry. So we'll have opportunities this evening to be able to go on board with those drivers and see how they're actually doing this in real life. Let's see where he's still at 21st. This must be coming to his money lap here.
Yes, he's on his second lap now. We'll see if the strategy he used pays off. I haven't seen anybody do what he did. He really threw away the first lap, so he's got to make up a ton of time.
As he crosses the start-finish line, jumps up to 6th. So, but wasn't able to get up into the pole, but that's a hefty jump. That's good. Get up in the top 10 there.
Yeah, you think he ran a 17, and Dylan Bryant ran a 13. So it was a 1.3 to a 1.7. That's how close it is. 4/100ths of a second.
Yeah, and I'm looking right now. There's no one else on the track. I'm showing 22 drivers, but I think Jason Gaines, which he's had some internet issues recently. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it in the race tonight. I do see him within the sim, though. I think that's going to be it. If you notice, ladies and gentlemen, looking down that left-hand qualifying list there, how close this is. You're talking 0.02, 0.03, 0.04, all the way down to 0.08 to your top 10. Really incredibly close. These guys are really good at this type of racing and in this type of qualifying. And as soon as we're able, we will go through the grid with you. Just checking my notes here. Anything else? Let's see. Oh, I should be in pretty good shape for this. No one else is on the track. We're just waiting on the time now. Yep, this is going to be incredible. I mean, I think this is the first time that I can recall that we had a tie for first place going into any championship race.
Yeah. With the point system, the way you do it in this league, to be tied is pretty remarkable. I mean, some leagues, they reset the top 4 for the last race, so you're naturally tied because of that. But this is a straight up tie after the whole season. It comes down to this. There was no resets.
Yeah, and now we'll give you your grid starting position. So on pole, the number 51 of Dylan Bryant. Second place will be Derek Welch. Third, John Gallagher in the 123 machine. Chris Gomes in the 38. He comes home 4th. 5th place will be Andrew Cawthon. 6th place, Kelly Kill. 7th place, Colin Decker. 8th position is Dustin Eaton. 9th is Paul Durkee. And Dave Bainberry rounds out your top 10.
In position 11, it's Aaron Warren. In 12th, one of the 2 championship contenders, Albert Anderson. 13th, his teammate, Jeremiah Burke. 14th is Tom Barish. 15th, the other championship contender, Mike Adamson. 16th, John Schoenbachler. 17th, Jacob Alicia. 18th, Justin Lawson. Jonathan Osborne in 19th. Scott Milner, 20th. And rounding out the field, Jesse Redding and Jason Gaines on the shotgun row.
So see if Jason actually made it in. He is showing in 22nd position. Hopefully he did. Love to see him on the track.
Yeah, Jason is on pit road, so it looks like he has loaded in. Looks like all 22 trucks are taking the or at least they're on pit road for the pace lap.
Yeah, there's Jason right there. You can see him in his D&D Graphics racing wrap special there. Racing out of Asheboro, North Carolina. And it looks like they're taking off front of the field here. So we're getting ready. There's going to be one pace lap here. They don't even go around more than once. They'll come straight to the green when they come out of turn 4 here. Just a moment.
Now, quickly, before we go green, one thing we probably need to keep in mind, if we somehow don't have cautions, you said, I believe our strategist said there's probably 21 laps on a tank. Well, 21 times 3, 20, 40, 60. So if somebody could stretch it to 22, they could make one less pit stop. If you could do 22, 44, 66, you could make it on 3 stops instead of that last splash. So if somehow this race stays green, watch somebody trying to save gas.
Yeah, for sure. And, that's not a far stretch. You're talking like one lap. If you're back in the pack, you should be able to do that. If you're out front, you're busting the air for everyone else, probably not going to be able to do that.
No, and there's some guys that's going to be pushing it, and it won't matter. But some guys probably are watching that fuel number, and they may be trying to play the fuel strategy. Even before we start the race, they're cutting it off and doing everything they can to save gas coming to the green flag.
Yeah, for sure. And before we go green here, folks, a quick check on the stream. We got the Anderson clan out there, obviously pulling for that 99 America's driver machine. They're out there in full force with Papa Anderson and others pulling for him. Larry Dickerson's in there saying, hey, what's up, guys? Can't wait to be back next season. I'm back. So Larry's coming back. And see, Nicole Decker. Hi, everyone. And good luck, number 8. So the Colin Decker machine is who she's pulling for. We should see this pace truck pull off right here, and we're going to go green, ladies and gentlemen, for the first lap of 85. And we are underway. So far, nice and clean. We're probably going to see a lot of side-by-side here for the longest time, even 3 wide. As we get into this league, and these drivers, Ricky, they are good enough and talented enough to do that for laps on end.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing is there is a potential to go green for a long time here, and these guys know it's a long race. They're probably going to be patient for a while.
So, folks, if you get the opportunity, you like what you're watching, please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of Vigilante Racing Network's races on Wednesdays and Friday nights. Getting here in the chat, we will definitely try to read off any of your support for your favorite driver as well. So keep chatting us up tonight.
And one other thing besides just being patient, Alan, I know if it was me out there and I'm trying to race for a win, but there's 2 guys racing for a championship, the last thing I want to do is cause a wreck that's going to take out a championship contender. So I think it makes people be a little extra cautious on championship nights.
No, I don't disagree with that at all. I do not want to be in the story or the headline involving one of the championship contenders. If I'm not in that, yeah, I might want to win this race, but I'm certainly not going to put myself in a position to be the driver taking out a championship contender.
And Mike Adamson drops to the very back of the pack, so he may be saving gas, and he may be just trying to be extra precautious too. But his strategy is to go to the back. Albert Anderson's strategy, on the other hand, looks like he's trying to go to the front.
I expect nothing less. That's where he's the most comfortable, if I could speak tonight. I'm sure that's where he wants to be. And maybe he's listening to the broadcast and thinking, hey, Ricky's advice is probably sage advice. Maybe I can sit there and save a little bit of fuel and make this one less stop for the race. Good looking green truck he's got going over the NOS machine.
That is a D&D special. Those NOS, him and Andrew Coffin both drive.
Yeah, it's a really good looking shade, and I like the way that the lights are. I love the fact that we're here under the lights for this championship event. I don't know about you, but night racing, big venues like this, just bring home the excitement for me, and not only in the sim, but in real life, just kind of kicks it up a notch, and in that kind of category.
It really does, in the way iRacing renders the sun sometimes. Honestly, for a guy like me that has really weird. I mean, I have to wear sunglasses in the clouds in real life, so I love racing under the lights. It's a lot easier on my eyes.
So we are 4 laps underway so far, and we're on board right now with Albert Anderson, that 99 truck. You can see he is sitting there right now in the 12th position in his Toyota Tundra, and it looks like he's maybe content to ride and just not putting himself in any awkward position. Everyone seems to be being pretty patient here tonight, wanting to get some laps under their belt, maybe get to that first green flag pit stop where naturally it happens where the field might break up a bit. Now, one thing I know we didn't talk about, well, actually 2 more things, Ricky, was how much these trucks get hot now compared to, days of old. Only 1 or 2 laps of heavy pushing, you're going to potentially overheat that truck. And we have seen in recent races, in the past 6 months or so, guys popping their engine in the middle of the pack, which can create some issues as well.
Yeah, it's been a talking point for sure, the engines getting too hot here at Daytona or Talladega. One thing that'll help them a little bit is this is a night race, and the air temp's only 75, track temp 77 right now, so that's probably going to help some, but you still can get hot just pushing. If you stay right up under somebody for a couple of laps, you can't do it more than 2 or 3 laps, and it's really hard to cool it back down once it gets too hot.
Yeah, for sure. That was that's one thing I definitely noticed a difference in. It's really tough if you're really a hard pusher like Kelly Kill and others. You have to really monitor that truck's temperature and make sure you get it out there and the nose out into the wind a bit so you can cool it down. And it has to be strategic. Okay, when do I cool down so I can push the most effectively, especially if you're coming to the wind?
And something that's a little inside baseball here, because I can monitor some of the driver chat. Gones kind of popped out a line from behind Welch, and Kelly Keel got on the radio and asked him if he was trying to cool it down. And Gones said yes, so they're already probably running hot. But Kelly, consummate professional, he knows what he's doing. He didn't want to stick it 3 wide when Gones is trying to get some clean air on the truck, so that's what they're doing.
For sure. Let's see if we can see the 123 down low. Maybe he didn't like what he saw, or he's getting a little hot. What's going on with Gallagher here?
Oh, I don't know. But he's definitely going to lose the pack.
Well, let's see if we can go back just a little bit and see what happened with him.
Yeah, I bet he's got too hot. He was pushing pretty hard.
So he was right there pushing your leader. Yeah, I think that has to be probably just a temperature issue like we were talking about. Smart play.
He got a little off center, and he just tried to, instead of jerking it back on the track, was safe and held it down below the line.
And so, folks, I just threw the track map up for you, too. We're on board right now with the 22nd place John Gallagher. You can see him outlined in green on your track map. Just that, what he did, and Ricky called it. Pulling out like that, he's going to lose the draft, and you can see the effect right here. He's likely going to end up going a lap down, minus a caution.
Yeah, he's recovered now, so the lead pack is running 47, like a 47.19 by Gaines, and Gallagher's at the line now, and he just ran a 51. So that is how much the draft makes a difference here in Daytona or Talladega. If you get out of the draft, you are in big trouble.
You got Lori in the chat saying, "Hey, Ricky, please do not say anything about cautions and give them the broadcaster's curse." I told her the other day, how do we could talk about anybody, and like the odds are eventually there's going to be somebody who wrecks and you can blame it on us.
Yeah, because when you go through the field, you talk about every driver, so you're always talking about somebody that's going to have an issue.
Yeah, for sure. They're keeping it super clean right now so far. So speaking of going through the field, we've already saw where John Gallagher was. Let's go back here to Jason Gaines and go on board and get through the field while we have this opportunity. So Jason is in 22nd. It says he's minus 19. Excuse me. Is that right? He's +2 from where he started. I was on the wrong person there. He's basically going back and forth with Jeremiah Burke right here for 20th and 21st. Now Jeremiah's down 8 positions from where he started this race tonight. Moving on forward here, we're on board with Tom Barish. Tom's racing out of Gulf Coast, Mississippi. And he is down 5 spots from where he started. But again, it could be playing strategy here, saving fuel, getting into a position so you can get out of trouble should there be a wad up in the front of the pack there. So you never know what's going on in these drivers' minds. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is that you better have friends when you hit pit road here, because we just saw it with Gallagher. If you don't and you're by yourself, then you're going to be out of the running to win this race. So up in 18th, we got Scott Milner racing out of Pittsburgh, Indiana. He's up 2 spots for the night so far. Jacob Alicia running right where he started in 17th position out of Indianapolis. Dustin Eaton, he's down 8, 9 spots now, 17th, 16th. You see that 34 truck going there on the outside. So as I'm going through the field, they're definitely jostling these positions on me. Mike Adamson, championship contender, tied with the 99 machine. It's going to be amazing. I hope for our sake, Ricky, that comes down to the 2 of them crossing the line with just a minuscule amount of distance between them 1 and 2. That was that exciting. We'll see. So going to Jacob Alicia, I already hit him. Aaron Warren is in 14th right now, down 3 spots from where he started the night. Dave the Mouth Mayberry, he is currently down 3 spots from where he started. And he's also one of our driver cams for this evening. You can see Dave right here with a little message, it looks like, for Albert and Mike Adamson, for Albert Anderson and Mike Adamson. Man, that would be easy to get conflated if I'm not careful tonight. So he says, who made friends for this drafting track? So I think what he's saying, Ricky, is who has the most friends to push you to victory, because you definitely need friends to do that. And I'll let you respond before I continue through the field.
I think it actually means which one of you is going to pay me off to push you instead of the other guy, because Mayberry's all about payo.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but you said it. Okay. He definitely is. So, hey, it's out there. Vigilante Nation, you can let your favorite driver know that we have a pusher for sale. Pusher for sale in the 29. And we'll get back over here and continue on through the field. So we're on board with him. Let's move on to John Schoenbachler, up 4 spots, running at 12th position. Always sneaky fast, always ends up towards the front of the field, it seems, by the end of the race. So we'll be looking for that. Jesse Redding right there in the 12th position. These guys are swapping back and forth, John and Jesse with 11th and 12th. He's up 9 spots from where he started the evening. Now we're on board with Jonathan Osborne, running 9 positions forward of where he started in that 81 truck out of Woodbury, New Jersey. Kelly Kill, another on board. We've seen him already tonight. He's racing out of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Currently down 3 spots from where he started. And then in 8th position, we have Justin Lawson, up 10 positions. Don't know where he races out of. We'll have to get him to update his border there so we can see that. Let's see. He's going back and forth with Colin Decker here. Colin's currently down 1 spot from where he started. He definitely has some support in the chat there. I haven't seen, I think Control-Alt-Delete's one of his big supporters. I don't think I've seen him yet tonight. But he did have someone out there. Who was that? Let's look. Who was that? I know I saw it.
Nicole Decker.
Nicole Decker. Okay, there we go. He has one in there, so we'll take a look at his onboard camera here in a little bit. Going a little bit further forward, 6th position. Paul Durkee running in 6th. He is up 3 spots for the night. 5th is Andrew Cawthon out of Bartow, Florida. Andrew is right where he started in the 5th position. And Mr. Anderson, he is up 8 spots. No surprise. Already 2nd in the outside line there, going for this championship. This would be his first in any Vigilante Racing League series. He's always been super fast, always a winner. Never quite having got that championship yet. Him or actually Mike Adamson. So we'll have a brand new champion in one of our series tonight. And Chris Gomes, he just pushed him out to the lead, racing out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He's up 3 spots for the evening. But I'm going to go back and hit Derek Welch, who had just had the lead. He's back to 5th. Just how it goes sometimes at the front of the field with this merry-go-round as we watch Anderson take that familiar position on point of this race.
We got Rich in the chat who says he's here for Colin Decker too. So I'm not sure I saw Rich in the chat before. So glad to see you in here.
Yeah, welcome, Rich. And they're just being too smooth tonight, Ricky, to give us much, not much drama yet, right? Other than we saw the 99 go to the front.
So the drama's coming in 5 laps when some of them start pitting. Or 4. I mean, some of them may realize there's no way they could stretch it on 3 stops, and they may pit in the next couple of laps. But I think there's going to be a lot of positioning to try to get where you want to be and who you want to be with your partners coming to pit road here soon.
Yeah, you can see that top line's dwindling, and I think to your point, that's what they're doing, trying to get themselves in that bottom line and prepared for that pit stop.
TM Kitchen and Grill, let's go Albert. They're here for Albert. I believe that's another new one in the chat. So, well, your guys up there and going for the lead.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for tuning in, TM Kitchen and Grill. We'll make sure we see how this works out this evening. Well, we were thinking 21 laps, right, Ricky? So we're going to be right there. I'm going to keep an eye on this.
If we hit 22 or 22 going into 23, you definitely could stretch it into 3 stops instead of having to make a late race pit stop. So a lot of these guys will probably try if they're close.
Yeah, I don't see them really tucked up underneath each other too much. That's probably a product of not wanting to get themselves tangled up too early with someone, but also maybe saving that all important fuel.
Well, I would think that Tom Barish, Burt, and Jason Gaines, they've all hung out at the back almost this whole race so far. If anybody, they should have the best fuel economy right now.
Oh, aggressive move by the 81 there to get to the bottom. He must have barely had a hole, and he definitely stuck it in there. And that's the thing. So these pit stops could be the opportunity for mistakes.
Yeah, it looks like they're definitely all most of them are trying to get down to the bottom.
See if we can get set up for pit road here as far as the camera selection is concerned for you guys once we start going in there. Yeah, they're pretty well spaced out here. They're keeping their trucks cool and just not looking for a mistake. Because one little off-center push, someone's going around, and lots of times even the pusher gets involved. We got Larry Dickerson in the chat supporting himself. He said, "Hey, I'm supporting the old Milk Dud because he's so fast he doesn't even appear on the track." So. Like the Flash.
Larry, you're blinking again. You're blinking. That's what it is.
Got Albert Anderson Sr. in there saying, "Hey, nephew." Who's the nephew in here?
Anderson just keyed up on the radio talking to Gallagher. Now they're about to catch him. This could be interesting.
Yeah, this is what we talked about. He's going to stay low for these guys. Smart move. This is where he went a lap down. So his possibility of getting back in this race, A, catch the draft here. Don't go 2 laps down. But B, he's going to have a caution to get back on the lead lap.
I think there may have been a little miscommunication with where Albert wanted Gallagher and where Gallagher was actually at, but it worked out.
It's pretty tight up here. Let's see. I wonder what these guys on the outside are thinking. If they can't get down.
99 and 38 are pitting for sure. I'm hearing some guys calling out pits right now.
All right, we'll see how clean they can get on pit road here.
Ooh, I don't know if Goins got slow enough. If he did, he had a really good intro.
Yeah, he is forward of the 99. Making his way into his pit box here.
Now, the guys that's pitting right here, they may be able to make it to the end on 3 stops. But the guys that are pitting this next lap, they definitely should make it.
All right, here we go. Drag race off pit road. Looks like the 99's got it. Needs to stay below that yellow line or risk getting a penalty there. Good clean stop. You got the 01 right behind them. So these folks, these guys should be the ones inheriting the league once the other trucks hit pit lane.
they're all in pit lane, and there's
Right
a
now.
wreck with Osborne and Decker coming into their pits. Osborne overshoots his pits. Decker's sitting sideways.
Looks like we also had, for some reason, these cameras are off a little bit tonight.
So Decker and Osborne will both lose the draft. You can't mess up coming into the pits in a pack like this.
See Decker sitting right there, pit lane.
Mayberry and Gaines are trying to cling onto that last little bit of the lead draft. They're about to lose it.
So as you can see right here, this is what we were talking about. This is the last thing you want. Now he's smiling pretty good. Maybe he's just he's thinking, hey, long race, I can get back in this. But you're looking at Colin Decker right now on your screen, all alone coming out of the pits. Most likely he'll end up losing a lap if it stays green here.
Now, that group that pitted one lap earlier, they pretty much all overtook the group that pitted the next lap. And you've got 4 or 5 of them. Jeremiah Burke's the last safe one right now. Behind him, those guys are going to struggle hard to try the next lap or two to not lose the draft.
Yeah, you can see Jeremiah right there in that pink and black truck. And these guys, if they get organized right behind him, they should be okay. Jason Gaines is pushing. Looks like he's pushing Dave Mayberry there in that black and red machine. I think they're going to get caught up here if they stay single file.
I think they will too. And Adamson and Osborne are in that second pack, so they're definitely hoping that they can almost create a ladder to them to drag them up to the front pack.
Yeah, definitely use it like stepping stones. And you're on board with the championship contender 88. I'm sure he's watching. He sees that 99's up there up front. He's just keeping his powder dry, waiting for the end of this race. It's pretty fragmented, as you can see forward of him. If they don't get this organized pretty quick, they might lose the draft.
I think by their speed, they're going 192, 93. The leaders are going 187, so I believe they've got it.
We got a message from Lauren Screen. Doing great, Alan. Well, thanks, babe. I appreciate that. We are trying. Clean race. Okay, looks like they're going to be okay. Like you were mentioning, the speed that they had. I'm sure, but for a moment, if I was sitting in his cockpit, I'm like, man, we really got to get moving here. I do not want to lose this draft. Could be the end of his race.
Justin Lawson in 18th. He's out of the draft. Tom Barish 19th, and then G. Gallagher's in that pack 22nd, so he's out of the draft again, and they're losing time. They're running 47.5s, and the front pack's running 46 flat, so they're losing about a second and a half a lap.
Lori says in the chat, hey, I typed Ricky too, it just didn't come across. And she's right, I can see it right there in the chat just above. They cut it off after Alan instead of and Ricky.
That's okay. The iRacing screen does not like me.
These guys are doing a great job just keeping it super clean. For how long, though? They know it's early. So, when did they go in? Rick? Just take a look about your strategy. You said 22. Well, from first place all the way back, looks like to 9th of Mayberry, maybe Jason Gaines. Yeah, Jason Gaines in 10th.
Yeah.
Lap 21 they went on. You do have some others like Scott Milner, Dustin Eaton, and basically the second part of this pack went in on 22. So this may come into play if this goes green flag to flag.
Yeah, I believe that they're probably all going to be okay because they were on 21 coming to 22. So it's like they ran 22, so 22, 44, 66. Then they've just got to go to 85. I believe they should make it. So I think everybody's probably safe unless you're the front car and you burn a little bit too much gas and have to pit a lap early. So Albert may want to be careful and not lead too much of this this second stint and run too much gas.
We're talking about Albert here. You think for a second he's going to follow somebody if he has the opportunity not to? But yeah, it might hurt him.
Yeah, that's the thing. If it's either that or have to pit a lap earlier than everybody, I would definitely fall in line and try to draft a little.
While we have this opportunity, let's run through our cameras. Take a look at folks tonight. We do have 5 onboards. Let's see. We'll start off. Some people need to, like Jeremiah Burke, I'm calling you out, buddy. Two races in a row, you didn't have your camera up. So Mike Adamson as well. I know he has a camera, but let's go to the ones who do. Let's start with the 29 truck of Dave Mayberry. See how Dave's looking tonight. We saw him. He's got good lighting in there. Dave's talking about putting his dog into the broadcast, folks. In the background there, his dog Rocky just loves to watch these races. So we'll see if he gets that set up. Looking pretty focused right now, but calm.
You know, he had his girlfriend there beside of him the one race he did win, so maybe he needs to put her back over there.
Yeah, it's good luck charm, right?
Yep.
Let's see, who else do we have on camera here? So that's Dave in the 29 truck. Then we have, moving on up, we have Mr. Andrew Cawthon in the 10. He's kind of over the shoulder view. I think that looks frozen to me, Ricky. I don't know about you. Let's take a look at this other thing and see if he's frozen. He is indeed frozen.
Yeah.
So it has an issue there. Now let's go on board with Colin Decker. Got a straight on. I like his positioning of the camera because when we are at tracks for restarts or even tonight at a restart, and you got to do some shifting there. It's nice to see him go through the gears. So we do see a little bit of jostling up front there. Is that the 12 truck on the outside? I think it is. Told you he'd be up there towards the front by the time this was over.
Yeah, they were just lapping the 74 truck, and they all had to move around just a little bit, but they made it okay.
And then, of course, here you are on board with Kelly Kill, and with his, I love the gloves. And the immersive environment that he sits in for these races. He's third, looks like in line there. He's in third position on the bottom in that Budweiser Chevrolet. Pretty calm. That's the guy you want to have. And I do see the 12 truck out there on the outside. Let's see if we can get back to the main screen for you. Yep, John Schoenbacher right there, leading the outside. They're coming up. It looks like Colin Decker, we did mention, he had an issue on pit lane, and they are catching him right now. So he's going to end up going one lap down in that 8 truck. Hopefully they're able to get by safely. Here we go. Oh, that's close.
Something else to keep your eye on is there was a little bit of a checkup coming to the start-finish line last lap. Dustin Eaton ran into the back of the 74 pretty hard. The 74 has got rear bumper damage. I don't know if it caved in Dustin's front bumper or is going to cause him to be a little bit slower, but he definitely made pretty good contact.
So in these races, I'm not surprised they haven't gone 3 wide here at Daytona. Honestly, this is the one plate track that I don't feel the most comfortable going 3 wide at. I guess maybe now New Atlanta. I love Talladega for it, no problem. I feel pretty comfortable there. But this track, you really got to be on your game to go 3 wide. But I'm sure we're going to see this towards the end of the race.
Oh yeah, they will definitely get 3 wide eventually. That's a given. And we are now joined in the chat by Edith and Kathy Anderson has showed up to the Port Albert, and he is running in the lead right now, so you ought to be happy about that.
Joining at just the right time, and Kathy A out there also saying hello, Lori. Hello back at you, Miss Kathy and Miss Edith. Looks like Anderson is trying to take it to him tonight. Make sure he wins this just by taking the race. I did see the 10 car out of shape there. Did you see that back there?
I heard Dustin Eaton on the radio again. Oh, and Adamson's almost lost the pack. And Cawthon, so something happened.
Yep, and they're teammates. We'll have to go back and take a little bit look at that. Let's go back.
Oh, there was another checkup with that 74, and they all kind of backed off the gas.
Lori wants to crank it up. We'll get that right after we see what happened to Adamson and the 10 truck here. Yeah, fast forward a little. Oh, right there it is. You saw the 10. I don't know what happened there. Let's go back. Let's see if we can get a better shot of that from on board with Andrew Cawthon. He's out there in that outside line.
The 74 checked up for some reason, and it kind of bottlenecked him.
There it was. Yep. He just didn't want to hit his teammate. Of course, he knows his teammate is in the championship run. He hit that wall pretty well. That was a pretty good lick. And now he looks like he has, yeah, he hasn't fallen way back, but he's lost the draft, so he's going to end up having an issue. Maybe a little bit of damage to that truck.
I think Osborne's lost the draft now too.
Yeah, Osborne's right there with him. See him right there. The 81, like a tide rod to me. Albert's up front right now, leading this race, trading back and forth with the 12 truck. Lori asked us for a crank it up segment, so let's do that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do a crank it up segment. Make sure if you like what you're seeing, like and subscribe, please. Make sure you like and subscribe. It helps us highlight the talent of these drivers in this league. There you go, folks. Some high octane action for you. What it sounds like from inside the cockpit for these drivers as they're getting around this joint. A very clean race. We're 40 laps, nearly halfway right now without an incident. I mean, that just highlights how good these guys are. They're strategic, they're patient, and they're highly talented in what they're doing.
Yeah, and we're about 2 to 3 laps away probably from pit stops again. So that'll be coming up, and it'll be real interesting to see. Eventually, you've got to think that somebody's going to have a real good pit stop, and there'll be a couple more that have bad pit stops, and it's going to bust this pack up even more.
Yeah, this is going to be, this is probably going to set the tone, maybe set the table for towards the end of the race here. I know this is like the middle stop. You were saying 22, 44, 66. And that'll definitely be able to get them there. Let's see if they're able to stretch a little bit more. You did mention they went in on 21 crossing start finish line on pit road to come to 22. So most of them should be able to make that strategy of one less stop that you mentioned.
Yeah, now Paul Durkee, Jesse Redding, and a few of the others at the back of this front pack did go one lap further. They actually went 22 into 23. So I know they can definitely make it.
It's a little tight pack here, just racing along. Go back here, Jonathan Osborne and Andrew Cawthon are working together. As you can see, they have fallen way off the pace because they lost the draft. Let's take a look at the track map. You can see the leaders crossing the start finish line on the bottom of the screen there. These guys you can see in the green circle running 17th is Jonathan Osborne. That's how far back they have fallen. In 18th position, you have Tom Barris right there behind them. He might catch these two. I doubt it since they're working so closely together, but he's falling back as well. It just shows you the high importance of this draft. If you lose it, you're in big trouble.
Leaders are pitting, Alan. Leaders are pitting.
All right, let's get back over here on them. Make sure we get a shot of them going on pit lane. Here we come. The gold rush. Safe so far.
These guys have got to be careful crossing each other trying to pit.
Yep.
Not slide through their box.
Got Albert in his box safely. You can see right there the 88 of Mike Adelson just behind him in that green truck safely in his box. Yeah, it looks coming off pit lane.
Oh, they're 3 wide. Let's squeeze that out.
So far, so good. They're safe. They're all, if they stay below that yellow line, folks, if they go above that double yellow line before they get around this corner to the next blue line, you're going to see. Except the 01 was able to get out in front of Albert as well. But you'll see a blue line as Albert comes out of turn 2. That's where you must get to before you can cross a double yellow without getting a penalty for safe merging. So here we go. This is, yeah, you got 01. Not surprised to see him jump up there. The two of them will work well together, and they have in the past. You can see
stragglers are all pitting now, but those are the trucks that were out of the draft. So see how many of the, see if they lose any of these guys from the draft here. It's going to be really important. These next 2 laps are going to set the pace for the rest of the race.
You see the 53 making his way up to get behind the 99. So these guys are not going to stay single file for very long. And this is going to probably enable this pack to catch back up. Anderson's back out front. He's got the 53 truck right behind him, and Dylan Bryant's in the mix as well now. 21 truck of Derek Welch on the outside line. Kelly Kill has now been pushed back to 3rd on the bottom line there, so running 5th and 6th. Effectively, along with, looks like that's Eaton on the outside. He kind of changed the truck colors on me. I didn't recognize him at first.
Oh man, those guys done a good job. The entire lead pack pitted together, and none of them fell out of the draft. They're all back together.
Yep, and no pit road penalties either.
Now that's amazing that you could have 18 guys pit together, no penalties, and all of them get out clean and stay together.
So they went on a 42. They didn't get to 44 like you were saying. Should still be okay though. We'll see. Let's do the math.
Yeah, 65 to 85. Yeah, they're still good.
Yeah, I think they're
because
still good.
they were coming to 43. So, you know, even if they just went to 63, then they could go to the end. So yeah, they could get to probably 65. So they're all good on gas. Now, what's going to happen is on the last pit stop, these guys are going to have to adjust their gas down that they're taking. They don't need a full fuel load maybe to get to the end. They might be able to take 1 click less, and that 1 click might get them a second or two. It's going to be really tight.
See Mike Adamson shooting the gap here. He has decided not to sit in the back any longer.
Oh, and they touch.
Oh, that is so close. He's right there behind the 51 trying to.
Oh, they're catching Osborne.
Yes,
and
they
they're
are.
about 3 wide. Not good.
Well, this is going to get a little bit hairy. 21's going to have to back off here on the outside line.
Oh, and he's turned.
No. He's wrecking.
And they're wrecking. No
Caution come out.
caution.
No caution so far.
They're off the track. Oh, 2 of them are still possibly wrecking, though. Oh, the 19's going to wreck across the track, and he's going to bring out the caution. He's going to stop. Yep. He brought out the caution. That might have been a tactical move by the 19. I don't know.
Who's that back there? Like Mayberry's up in the outside wall here. Let's take a look from a different angle. See a chopper cam here. Back up just a little bit and see what happened here. Sorry for the blind spot there, folks. You're on board with Scott Milner. The 81's kind of checking. Let's see, 21 goes down in front of Scott there. Not quite clear. This is where this starts. Dave Mayberry's in an outside wall. Like the 19 was okay.
And he locks it down. That brings out the caution. I'm not saying he did it on purpose. I mean, you're told to just try to lock it down. But, you know, by locking it down, it ensured the caution was coming out.
Yeah. All right, now what do you do, Ricky? You just pit, and now you have this opportunity. Do you go in, top off on fuel here?
Yeah, go ahead and get tires, top off on gas. That way, when you make your last stop, it won't have to be quite as long.
Yeah,
I think business is going to pick up a little bit. I would probably pit, top off, and then hang out at the back, because I have a feeling this run coming up here is when there may be a big one.
Out there in the chat, we have one thing from Albert Anderson Sr. Said he was wondering if Albert would pit or try to stretch it. Well, he's kind of in good shape now. Doesn't have to. He's going to go out here and get some fuel. It's definitely going to put them all the drivers in a good window for fuel. And then Kathy A says, yes, Albert pulling for the 99 truck out there as they're making their way on pit lane. Been very clean so far. Nobody really getting into each other. Getting into the boxes pretty well.
Yeah, they're grabbing tires this time. And I know you think tires don't really matter at Daytona or Talladega, but where it matters is coming off a pit road on that exit. You can lose a lot of speed, and it can get a little slippery. So getting those tires is actually going to help.
Yeah, we're on board with Kelly Kill right now. He made it off pit lane again first. Adamson, for the first time tonight, is in front of Anderson coming out second position.
Albert Anderson Sr. says had to happen sooner or later, but overall good clean race. Yes, sir. Been a good race for sure so far.
So this might work out for the 123. As you see, Gallagher and Colin Decker up here did not pit. I'm assuming they're going to take the wave around since we just had pit stops. That's the plan I would take.
Yeah, that's a good strategy, because that might be your only opportunity to get the lap back. And I think the odds of a caution coming out before the next pit stop is probably higher than the odds of it not.
I'm trying to see now. Is Aaron on the lead lap? Tail end or something? Because he did not pit.
I think he.
Yeah,
no, he's a lap down. He is one lap down.
So these two guys you see at the front, just behind the pace truck, then folks should get the wave around here. But even if they pit, if one of them pits, the other one's going to get the wave around. So that's a good strategy. Not that long since they had a pit lane service, so they got the fuel. And this is probably their only opportunity. So maybe the lucky dog is Aaron, and then 123 will get the wave. Find out here. They cross the start-finish line. So we have our first opportunity here. Let's get a chat here with Kelly Kill. What do you think? Hey, Kelly, it's Alan and Ricky in the booth, man.
Oh.
You got us?
Hey, I got you.
So how's it going? How you feeling about your odds here, being able to win this race? You've been up front pretty much all night.
Yeah, I'm taking off in lead position right now, but I see Albert's going to be pushing Adamson. So we'll see how this goes. Seems like I got Dave behind, or no, it's not Dave. Oh, it's Dustin. Yeah, Dustin's behind me, so we'll see how this goes. I have a feeling Adamson's going to work well and get around in front of me. So earlier I was just trying to keep the 3 inside trucks there uptight, just trying to keep it fast so nobody could get us on the outside. But I'm going to go for it on that last stint. I'm going to see what we can get here.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, good luck to you. I want to get you back down before I get in trouble with the race admin about holding you right before the start here. Doing a great job. I hope that you get a great finish, if not a win here tonight. Good luck to you, buddy.
Yep.
We'll see you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, buddy. It's the 01 truck of Kelly Kill. Having a great run tonight here. Been up front all night. Great pusher. He's always really competitive at these tracks. Interestingly enough, we have the 88 and the 99, your championship contenders here for this this first season, right behind each other, or nose to tail rather.
Seems to work out that way a lot in racing, that they always come together, and that's why they're tied in points, because they've been right together on track a lot this year.
And as we see the pace truck duck off here, getting ready to go green, we're going to go on top of the truck here with the 99 of Albert Anderson and see how this works out. You see the 01, he controlled the start. First restart of the night. The leader does get to control all restarts, and so it was a good jump there. Don't want to get too far out. The 14 pushing him. And you see 99 coming up to work with the 88 for the moment on that outside line to make sure they keep pace and maybe even push out to the front there. Really tight right now.
I think Darrell Waltrip coined the term for enemies. So right now they're going to have to be friendly enemies with each other and play nice, because they're kind of just stuck together.
Yeah, you can see there, if they don't work together, that bottom line seems to have a little bit of advantage right now, a little more organized than what you see on the outside. Now, that's not going to stay that way if this outside line can close up on each other and they get a few more trucks into that draft.
Now, Jeremiah Burke's probably going to work with Anderson, because they are teammates. So he's got a teammate with him. Now, Adamson's teammate, Cawthon, is now back at least in the lead pack. So if Cawthon could work his way up there, Adamson would still have a teammate also.
I'm showing Cawthon on the lead lap. What do you see?
Yes, he is on the lead lap. Actually, Colin Decker's the only one I'm showing not on the lead lap.
Yeah, that's what I see. I just want to make sure we're seeing the same thing. You see the 88s in the sucker hole in the middle there. As you mentioned, the 53 and 99 are teammates. It looks like Burke is trying to push him around the outside, but that center line's getting a little momentum there for the 88 as he does a little bit of side drafting on the bottom. This is this is going to get a little bit, as you see. I hope we don't have an incident here. This 3 wide is always potential as they're going too deep 3 wide now.
Oh no!
Yep.
Boy,
Business is picking up. Picking up for
gloves
sure.
are off.
Yep, 3 deep, 3 wide now. Now, I did say these guys definitely have the talent to do it. Question is, do they have the patience to do it?
I think I'm not talking because I'm holding my breath.
Yeah, me too. I'm sitting here, I'm like, this is incredible. Look at this. I keep going to the chopper cam because I just want to see it, and now we're 4 deep, 3 wide.
This reminds me of a NASCAR race in 1990 where Petty and Greg Sachs and somebody was 3 wide, and coming to the line at Daytona, they wrecked about 35 of them.
Oh. Got Ashley Osborne out there in the chat saying, hey, let's go, Albert, Chachi, bring it home. Well, you tuned in at just the right time, Ashley. Business is picking up with about 30 laps to go here. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
That was close. That looked like a bump gone wrong.
Albert Anderson talking to Adamson in the chat, saying, "Please don't wreck us." And there's a little disagreement about what's going on between everybody.
Now let's take a look. It looks like
a little bit of blame.
Looks like Jesse Redding in that 721. He's the one pushing right now, the 88 truck. This is just danger, man. You got the championship on the line. The 88 truck in the middle. 99 getting a push from teammate on the outside there. A little off-center push from Jesse Redding right there did not help their chances. As the 99 drops all the way to the bottom with Kelly Kill behind him. That's a good position to be in, but he did leave his teammate hanging out to dry on that outside line. But I'm sure that Burke understood why that happened.
Yeah, and Burke and Gaines are both teammates with Anderson. I think they were working together to try to get him up there.
Gonna get good now. Here we go. Lori's in the chat saying hello, Ashley. And welcome, Ashley. She may have been watching the whole time, but if not, she did tune in at the right time.
Yeah, she turns. Let's get the popcorn. It's time.
This is it. Strategy starting to come into play. There will be one more pit stop before we get to the end of this thing. Kathy A's out there. Hey, Albert, hang in there. He's doing more than hang in there, Kathy A. He's out there pulling them around like Dale Jr. used to do as the Pied Piper. 88's out there leading that outside line now. This is what we tuned in for, ladies and gentlemen, to see the 88 and the 99 duking it out to the end of this race.
And they're about to be side by side for the lead with just over 30 laps to go, just under 30 laps to go.
And the outside line just seems to lose a little momentum going into the corners there. They don't seem to be quite as organized as they would like to be. They're pretty tight, though. I guess you may need one of those elite pushers like you got there on that bottom line with the 01.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think Kelly Kill may be the best pusher in the league, and it's hard the bottom's always a little more dominant anyway, but when you're dominant and have the best pusher, that makes it hard for the outside line to get momentum. But pushing too hard, you don't want to blow it up either, so you're going to have to play a little bit of strategy.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're definitely going to have to manage those temperatures as you're doing this. It's just one snarling pack here. I mean, this is what we tuned in for. We had one incident that occurred for a lap truck who was being overtaken by the field. Otherwise, clean and green here tonight. Who's your horse, Ricky? I can't pick.
Yeah, just if I had a quarter, I'd just grab it and flip it, because at Daytona, it's impossible to guess. And they're both very good. And it's going to we're wrecking. They saved it.
8 went off on the track, but he's off the track. Really going to break up the pack. Yep, if this stays green, this will split them up. Look at that spread we got going there.
721 got, I don't know if he got turned or pinched or what, but it looks like it started around where he was at.
Go back and take a look. We're right on board with Jesse Redding. I'll get out of the chopper view here, folks, and go on board with him. At least we'll go over the shoulder at least. Let's do that. Take a look from the far chase. Jesse's in that green and black. Looks like, he was going up. It looks like he lost touch with the 88 coming here. This awkward going through the tri-oval. Maybe he thought about going to the middle here, thought better of it, then he got a little tap from
and he get
29.
A bump.
Yep.
But the 29 was getting a bump from the 10 at the exact same time.
Yep, sure was. Now we'll take a look from this, give you a little more greater vantage point. Chopper view here. You'll see a little bump. The 10's already right there. It's just bumper cars, folks. Amazingly not to pile it up there. Did see the 8 go off, though. In that same moment.
I think amazingly, they're all going to still be in the lead pack except 3 or 4 of them.
So the 8 just wants to make sure he doesn't hit anybody. He gets a little tap from the 74, actually. That's what put him around. Does he hit the inside wall? No, he doesn't. So he saves his truck. But he's going to have a little bit of luck to get back into this. And you're right, taking a look back here. You can see that this pack is starting to catch up with each other. Let's see how spread out we are. Take a look at the track map. We are still pretty spread out there, Ricky.
I think we're going to be good, except from Mayberry on back. Mayberry, Gallagher, Milner, and Warren are out, but everybody else is going to be in the pack.
Yep, I think that you see the first pack there. I'm on Anderson. He's highlighted in green circle. That's the main pack you see with him. That 17th position there. So let's go back and take a look. That's probably looks like John Gallagher. So 3 trucks there. They may be able to catch up here if they stay lined up nose to tail. Let's see how far back they are. No, they are not going to be able to get caught up there. Just don't see that happening.
They're losing a second and a half a lap.
Yeah, you can see that big pack up there just pulling away from them as we're 24 to go here tonight. Really incredibly fast race because there has not been that many incidents. And the ones we have had, like this one, did not turn into a caution.
Now, it could be a blessing that those guys lost the pack, because if they have a really big wreck, they'll be able to slow down and miss it and not have to burn a fast repair. So that's kind of what they're hoping for.
Yeah, looks like the back of this pack is going to be Jason Gaines. Nope, Jacob Alicia. I think Jacob Alicia here is the last one right here in this group. Yep. Of Indianapolis. We haven't done a through the pack. Let's see, probably should be having to go. When did they go in last time? Went in on 48, looks like.
They've got about 9 more laps, I believe. But they may cut it in half and pit early, too. We may have pit stops at any time.
Yeah. It's going to be around 50, lap 57 they're going to have to go in if they go 9 more.
Yeah, I think that if they go 2 to 3 more laps, they're good on gas to the end. So if they'll be in the pit window in about 2 laps.
Yeah, for sure. They're 22 to go right now. They just crossed the line, so at least 1 more lap. They're probably good right here, but I would go if they have the fuel to do it. I would go 1 or 2 more laps before I hit pit lane just to make sure, because we do have a green-white checker possibility. Only one opportunity should we need it to go into iRacing overtime here tonight, as Eaton takes the lead here up at the front, being pushed by the 38 there of Chris Gomes.
They're about to catch the Decker truck. That'll be interesting.
Yep, he's coming up there. You can see him up forward of them on the outside, but at least they're only 2 wide right now, so they should be able to form up and fly by without having an incident as long as they communicate. So outside of picking the winner, how about this question for you, Ricky? Do you think that one of the championship contenders will be the winner?
No. I think it'll come from somewhere else. Derek Welch, Jonathan Osborne, or Burke, or Kelly Kidd. Well, I'll just pick the whole field.
So the championship leaders against the field. The field's going to win. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So we got Albert Anderson Sr. out there in the chat saying, getting scary. Yes, sir. It tends to do that at the end of these super speedway races, but your son thrives on this. He loves this style of racing. It shows in the way that he qualifies at each of them that he runs. You're normally going to see him at the pointy end of the field, assuming he's not taken out by some kind of misfortune. And then Edith Anderson also in the chat saying, hey, you got this, nephew. Go get it. So I'm thinking that they're going to disagree with you, Ricky, and say that, yes, a championship, and specifically the 99 leader, will win this race.
Yeah, and he very well could, because he seems to find a way to win a lot of these races.
Riding on board in the outside line there with Dustin Eaton, racing out of Temple, Texas. He is always good at these tracks as well. So you got the usual suspects up front here: Albert Anderson, Kelly Kill, Eaton, Jones, Adamson, Welch, Dylan Bryant, all these guys you see all the time. Others just lurking who are normally up there too: Osborne, Burke, Sean Bachler. So we're sitting here, we're 20 to go. So what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to do a through the field for you. Make sure we get an opportunity to see your favorite driver and where they're running. It's like Dave Mayberry's on pit lane, maybe?
His truck was tore up from that wreck.
Okay, he is sitting on pit lane. Let's see if he's sitting in his seat. We have the ability to see that. And if he is, once we go through the field here, maybe we'll get a quick interview if he's still just going to be sitting there. Yep, he's not racing right now. You can see that he's maybe even frozen. Looks like he's frozen.
He's frozen or he's praying.
Yeah, most likely
Deep in
frozen
thought.
though. Deep in thought. Deep thoughts by Jack Handy, right? Okay, so let's
Yes,
go
sir.
through the field. So Dave's on pit lane. You got Colin Decker. He's back out there right now, running down 14 positions from where he started in the 21st position. Going forward, Aaron Warren coming off pit lane. He's running 20th, down 9 from where he started. Jason Redding out of Knoxville, Iowa. He is up 2 from where he started in that 721 machine, running 19th. Scott Milner is in 18th, up 2 spots from where he started. Don Gallagher had a little bit of a rough evening, down 14 spots from where he began this race, racing out of Roseville, California, running 17th. 16th is Jacob Alicia. He's up 1 spot from where he started, right here at the tail end of the pack. I think this is strategic. He's probably waiting for his opportunity as we get down the last few laps here. This is not one of those races where you win it from the front necessarily. You win it through strategery and a bit of luck and friends around you. So he's running just behind Jason Gaines there. He's running up 7 from where he started in 17th. Tom Barish is running 14th at the moment, right where he started the race. 13th is Paul Durkee, racing that number 31 machine. He's down 3 spots. Andrew Cawthon, he's down 8 positions from where he started out of Bartow, Florida. 53 machine Jeremiah Burke, up 1 from where he started. John Schoenbacher out of Louisville, Kentucky, he is up 5 positions, running in 11th. We hit Durkee already. You can see the outside line got some momentum, so Durkee went forward of him, but we'll go forward to Jonathan Osborne. He is up 10 spots from where he started. He's running 9th. He's always dangerous. Watch for him as we're getting down to these final laps here. Dylan Bryant out of Stem, North Carolina. He is running down 7 spots in the 8th position from where he began the evening, up there on the outside pole. Justin Lawson running 11 spots up in the 7th position in that 20 machine. Derek Welch, -5 for the evening so far, running 7th. Mike Adams is up 10 spots. He's running 5th. He's in it for the championship. 4 trucks in between him and Albert Anderson right now. I'm sure
They're pitting.
They're pitting. He's watching that lap counter come down. We should see them pit lane right here, right now. Here we go. Like everybody got safely in there.
Oh,
Again,
no, Adamson overshot his pit.
He did. He surely did. Looks like he touched the inside wall too there. Take a look real quick and see what happened to him. Okay, he didn't do any damage, but he overshot it. He's probably going to lose the draft for that. No.
He's got some people around him.
Amazingly, he's still in. Right now, he's running 13th. See what happens there. But that's and really not 13th because 6th position right now is Albert Anderson, who's going to re-inherit the lead here as we go through the cycle of pit stops. So really, you're looking at he's running 8th if you're going to count on this cycling through. Now, 99 is in the best position he could be in right now. 14 laps to go. The 0-1 truck on his tail. That's where I would want to be.
Let's see where these guys that just pitted this lap cycle out. Gones and Eaton and the 20 are all coming out here together.
They are very strung out right now, but they have time to get caught up. They're all nose to tail. That's going to help them. There's only 3 trucks in this very front pack here. You can see as the 12 truck is just gaining on them right now and for the benefit of that draft. It'll come down to it.
Staying out that extra lap, that worked out for Gones. Jones and Eaton, I mean, and they're going to get caught, but they are going to be right there with the leaders.
Yep, I didn't expect that. I was calling it that Albert Anderson and 99 machine was going to re-inherit the lead, but you're right. Gones, Eaton, and Lawson there. 1, 2, 3.
I think Adamson's lost the draft. He's lost the draft. His group's got too separated. I think he's in big trouble if they don't have a caution.
Yeah, you can see right there. This is on the nose cam. He has lost the draft, folks. And that's what it looks like. And he's in that truck right now, coming to 12 to go. And if I'm him, I'm watching my championship chances slip away inch by inch. Got a feel for him in that situation. If you go down, you want to go down swinging. Got Ashley Osborne in the chat saying, hey, Miss Lori, love you. Little hand emoji. Albert Anderson Sr. saying money stop. Yes, it was. It was the money stop for sure. And Albert in the 99 machine is on the outside line leading it with Kelly Kill pushing him. I expect him to go back to the point here. Now, Ricky, we're saying, okay, the championship is slipping away from Mike, but most likely, and he's got a little pack here with him, there's going to be another incident.
Yeah, and Albert loves to win the races, and I hope he doesn't let his love to win the race override the fact that he's got the championship in the bag if there's not a caution. So, I mean, you never know. He could get crashed or be in an accident coming to the checkered flag, and Adamson could still take it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. It's hard. It's tough as a racer. If you're a racer at heart, to sit there and think logically in this moment because you want to win. It is so hard to win these races. The opportunities come so infrequently. To just let one go because you're playing the long game, it's just not in our nature.
It's not, but you got to. Sometimes you just have to rein yourself in a little bit. And we'll see how it plays out here over this last 10 laps.
So is Dave still on pit road from your vantage point? I think he is.
He came back out. I don't know if he went back in, but I saw him coming back out as they cycled on that green flag stop.
I'll pull him up. Hey, Dave, it's Alan and Ricky in the booth. You got me, buddy?
What's up, guys?
So saw you had some trouble there. You're down a bit. How you feeling?
Well, I'm just kind of riding around right now. I don't know what happened when I got that first accident. I don't know. The guy in front of me, I think, went into the wall, and I don't know. And I didn't hit the wall hard, but I had like 5 minutes of damage.
Yeah, we saw you sitting there for a good long while.
Yeah, then I thought after that, then I'm going to get some tires, and I'm going to wait till everybody pits and go out with them. Whoa, it didn't work. Somebody almost wrecked in front of me.
Yeah, we're going to let you go. I just want to get a quick word with you. We saw you had some trouble there, and nine to go, man.
Yep, 9 to go for them. All
We'll
right,
talk
guys.
to you. Bye.
Thanks, man. Bye.
Got Andrew Cawthon crashing, but no yellow yet. Let's go take a look at that. Boys asking there on the screen, please. Oh, see, it just goes around. What happens there?
Oh.
He must have just stomped on the gas or something. Or maybe money shifted and blew that engine.
I don't know. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but is he not teammates with the 88 who really needs a caution? Just saying.
Point. Yep, excellent point. So you got Lori out there
the
saying,
old Clint Boyer, my arm is itching. Or
yeah, right.
That was.
Is it your arm itching? You know it's itching. So you got Lori out there in the chat saying, hey, please give a thumbs up. Yes, please. It would help us out tremendously. Highlight these drivers if you're out there and you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up. Albert Anderson Sr. out there saying, hey, just stay cool, son. That's what we're saying as well. Let's see if, you know what, if he can win it, he's going to win it. I don't see him making any crazy move to win it, thinking about the championship. Down to 7. Let's take a look. So you see we're on board right now. You can see this group with Albert Anderson. on the track map with the green circle. Now look back and you see Adamson is in 12th. Now I've highlighted him in green now. He's almost half a straightaway behind.
There was almost a crash in turn 2 with the 20 drifting up the track into the. Oh, he does it again in 4.
Yep, I see him right there.
He gets into Kelly again.
That's Lawson. You go on board with him. Watch what's happening here. Justin Lawson in a 20 machine behind the Waterman. He does it again here a little bit of Gomes.
I don't know if he's trying to side draft or if he's just nervous on the bottom there a little bit.
Oh, this is getting pretty hairy right here. See if I can get some of this stuff out of your way so you can see what's going on here. Yep. Oh, you see the 53 going to the outside there with the 51 pushing, and they're putting Kelly into the sucker hole. He's gonna be going backwards, maybe, unless the 21 can get up there and help push him. But we're getting down to it, folks. 6 laps to go. People are trying to make their final strategic moves to be in a position to capitalize coming out of turn 4, because that's where the race is going to be won. Last lap, last turn. That's how this normally goes. Think we're going to make it without a caution?
Yeah, I think they will.
I don't know, man. We'll see. Now you got Kelly Kill out there with the 21 pushing him. He's in a great position now to maybe win this race. Outside line too. Now, if I would say outside line, if we were at Talladega, I would feel really good about that. Not as good here at Daytona. I don't know. How has your experience been?
Yeah, no, I think at Daytona you want to be on the bottom, or you want to be in the middle if you're 3 wide.
Right. Yes, because then you get the benefit of both drafts.
They're catching 3 trucks. This is going to be hairy.
Yes, they are. And they're going to try to blend in, I'm sure.
I think they may all be trying to get off the track, though.
They are. 74-19. Looks like 123 is just going to ride that bottom line there. Should be fine. Getting by there, no problem.
Well, the 20 and the 01 like to hit each other. That's all I can. They have made contact about 12 times over the last 5 laps.
I'm getting a run there on the outside, that 21 and that 01. 3 laps to go, folks. 3 laps. Going to crown a champion and win a race here all at once. Yeah.
Derek Welch is also teammates with Anderson, so is he going to push Kelly by Albert?
I don't know. It's a good question. I've not thought about that. It pays to have teammates, and Kelly currently doesn't have any up there with him. His teammate right now is Dave Mayberry, and we talked to him earlier in that 29. He's back in the second pack there.
Now, Paul Durkee's up there. I don't know if he's got any allegiances, so maybe Kelly can have a friend in him.
For sure, it's where you find them, right? As we come down to 2 to go. 2 to go. And so, folks, regardless of the outcome of this race, we're only going to do the championship winner interview tonight. Only the championship winner. So we'll see if it's going to be this one and the same. Been a great race. Coming to 1 to go here. 99 every time coming out of that turn. Seems to have the advantage.
Does Gones have enough? He's been pushing him really hard. I wonder if it.
How hot is he, right? You still there? I think I lost you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
no,
gotcha.
I'm still here. Yeah, we're wondering how hot everybody is. I don't know. Kelly Kill's going to get a really big run on the backstretch, though. I know that.
Yep. Looks like they're setting up for that for sure. Final lap, folks, coming to the final turns. Who's it going to be? Who's your horse? the 99 or the 01, Kelly Kill, or the championship contender of America's driver, Albert Anderson?
Inside lane is better organized, so it's going to be the inside lane.
Yep, I don't see them, and they're going 3 wide there a little bit, maybe take some energy away from that top line. Unless there's a problem on that bottom, I think 99 is going to have this win and the championship coming to it. They're wrecking behind him, but that doesn't matter for the 99 machine of Albert Anderson, bringing home the win and the championship. Congratulations, that's his first in any VRL series, a perennial winner in this league, now a champion, Albert Anderson. You know that's got to feel good. Got to be happy with that.
Yeah, he's got to be happy. I mean, win the race and the championship, that's the way to do it. That's the way to stamp it. You're going to go out on top.
Absolutely. So your top 3 as it currently stands: Albert Anderson, Kelly Kill in second place, and third, Chris Gones, fourth, Derek Welch, and rounding out your top 5, Justin Lawson. As Lori puts across the screen there, Albert champion, absolutely. He definitely got it. We'll watch his burnout here as we start to get ready, bring him up for his interview. In this moment, you also got to feel for Mike Adamson. You know, worked so hard, had a great season. Really, his best opportunity, one of his best opportunities. He's been in the hunt for the championship before, but to have it and to lose it at a place he's very good at has got to hurt. It's got to sting.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. And the way you lost it, I would have to go back and see how they lost the draft. But it looked like he was going to, even with the pit road mistake, was still going to be in the draft. But something got them separated coming out of the pits, and they just could not recover.
So you see Albert's already disconnected. So folks, we're going to take a moment to get set up for this interview. Don't go away. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we are back, and we're going to pull Albert Anderson up here in the booth here, talk to him about this great win here under the lights at Daytona International Speedway, and also him pulling off the championship in the inaugural season of the Vigilante Vanquish Series. And as I get ready, we'll get him in the booth right now. Hey, Albert, buddy, it's Alan and Ricky in the booth. You got me.
Oh man. Emotional night, man.
How you feeling? Just give us your raw emotions at the moment. You got plenty of support out there in the chat and everything. I'm sure you're going to talk to him after it's over. Long-time winner and racer in this league, perennial front runner. Finally put the trophy on your mantle for champion. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm a bit overwhelmed. It's the first time I've ever kind of been at a loss for words. But all right, let me get it together. So, you know, I have a lot of friends in here and a lot of allies, and you know, guys like Chris Gones and all of my teammates, guys that aren't on my teammates. You know, I have a lot of friends in this league, and you know, like I've always said, you are not going to win a super speedway race if people don't like you. You got to have somebody pushing you, and fortunately, I made a lot of friends and had a lot of help tonight. like you need in every speedway race. But it's good to be a champion. It really is, and I'm taken back by it. I'm blown away by it. I'm a little emotional by it, and it's good to have the win and have a champion next to my name.
Absolutely, man. I mean, you killed it. You've always been an incredible racer for this league, for this series, throughout the time you've been with us. So this is just kind of a cherry on the top, I would imagine, for you. And maybe it's people who don't do this with us and don't understand, hey, man, you're out there, you're doing simulation racing. But the emotions to me, and I'm thinking what I'm hearing from you are the same, because the spirit of competition, the grit and determination that it takes, the planning, the strategic moves you have to make, it is no different. The thought process and the emotions that you go through to do that may not be quite as much physical danger, but for people to understand out there, is it the same emotion for you? Because it was for me, and I'm sure Ricky would echo that feeling.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I used to race real cars. My family used to come out and watch me racing, real cars. And, I got a picture hanging on my wall and standing in Victory Lane, with my mom and my dad and my daughter, when I was racing cars in real life. And this is on par with that. The wins that you get here are on par with the wins that you get in real life, because the competition level is the same. You get the same competition level in this as you get in a real car. You don't get the physical part of it, but it's the same intensity. When you come into a race, you have goosebumps. When you win, you're over the world. It's the same intensity. So, the same raw emotion I had, when I was winning races at Old Dominion Speedway and my family's there, are the exact same emotions I have now. And tonight's going to be a night that I'm going to remember for a very, very long time, especially when I get that plaque on the wall that says champion.
Yes, sir. So before I turn it over to Ricky to get his questions in here, I just want to read you some things in the chat here. So, yay from Kathy A. Yay, Albert. Congratulations. From Lori. Congrats, Albert Anderson, season champion. Then you got Nicole Decker. Congratulations, Albert Anderson. Albert Anderson Sr. says, yes. So proud of you, son. Champ. Edith Anderson. That is what I'm talking about. Congratulations. And by the way, that was entirely in all caps. Kathy A. goes on to say, I'm proud of you, Albert. Your father says, congrats to everyone for a great, clean race. And it was a clean race. Fantastic race overall. And Mike Adamson now has joined the chat and said, great race. So congratulations to you again, Albert. And I'm going to turn it over to Ricky for his questions.
Yeah, Albert, buddy, congratulations. I know taking home a championship's got to be a big deal for you, and a lot of emotions. And I want to tell just a quick story. Alan and I met you in iRacing in a race, and you jumped up at the top at Michigan one time on the last lap and blocked us, and we all wiped out. And what got me more about you than anything else, because everybody gets mad when they wreck, but you was so apologetic, and we talked in Discord after the race, and I was like, you can't get mad at this guy. And you were so funny and so cordial. You are one of those people that I'm just honored to know, and I was so glad we met you that night, and we've known you for a few years. You're one of the good guys, and you deserve every little bit what you got tonight.
Ricky, I appreciate that. Yeah, I remember that night well, and I really appreciate those kind words. They mean the world to me. I remember that night well. I had just started iRacing, figuring out how this whole thing works, getting everything set up. And I remember seeing you and Alan getting that big run on the outside, and I jumped up there to figure I could block that run and get the win, and we all wadded up. And I was invited to VRL shortly thereafter. And, this has become a big family. It really has. Everybody knows everybody, not just by racing, but personally. You really get to know people's lives in detail, and you get to know their families and get to know their backgrounds and everything. So it really becomes a big family. And I am extremely honored to be a part of the VRL family.
Yeah, buddy, we're glad you're here too. Now, I do want to ask you, going back to the racing thing, though, a more serious question. As far as you've just won the Vanquish Series, the Super Speedway Series, we're just starting this new VRL season on Wednesday night. We run a variety of tracks on Wednesdays. It's not all super speedways, but you're showing that you can run pretty much everywhere besides super speedways. Can Albert Anderson win the championship in the VRL?
Yeah, that's my next Mount Everest. That's my next mission, is to get a championship in VRL over at the Vigilante VRL series. And and be a champion in both leagues. That would be absolute awesome. And today, carries a lot of momentum, and hopefully I can carry that momentum in the next week at the VRL.
Buddy, I can't say anything else. I can't say enough. I know, it was fun watching you all season, and coming down to you and Mike tonight. It literally came to that last pit stop, and he lost the draft, and you was able to maintain it, and to give you credit, because I know I was in the booth kicking and out. I was thinking I would back out of this, run the last car in that pack just to make sure that I won the title. But you and your demeanor, you had to try to keep it up front, and by gosh, you not only won the championship, you won the race, and you put a stamp on it, my friend.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ricky. It was a hard-fought battle, and I had to make good decisions. I had to make sure I got woed up on pit road. The last thing I wanted was a pit road penalty for speeding, and things like that in your night. Your race is over in some cases when you get those penalties. So just staying focused. I did amp myself up before the race. I listened to a Slayer for about a half hour before the race and got myself amped up. So, after that, I just focused and calmed down and stayed in contact with my teammates. And we were all talking together and planning on pit stops and stuff like that. And it just all came together at the end. It was really a group effort, because, in any sport, you're not going to win without a team. A quarterback can't go out onto the field and win by himself. LeBron James can't win a basketball game by himself. You have to have a team. And tonight was a perfect example of that.
Oh, hey, Albert, before we let you go, buddy, do you have any shout outs for team, fans, or family?
I do. First of all, thank you everybody in the YouTube chat, everybody who comes out, other drivers, people who support other drivers have shown me a lot of love and a lot of support. The Decker family, the Eaton family, just so many others, that have drivers in here have also showed me some love, and I really appreciate that. And to my family, I'm an Anderson, and that is a high honor, to be an Anderson. We just had our family reunion not long ago, celebrating my dad's 80th birthday, my aunt's 80th birthday not that long ago. My family is just the best, the absolute best. If somebody paid me $1 million to say a bad word about my family, nothing would come to mind. I have so much love for my family, and my Aunt Edith, my Aunt Kathy, my dad, Albert Anderson Jr., my mom, sister, my kids. I mean, just everybody comes out and supports me. So, my family is what makes it all worthwhile. And I'm dedicating this championship win to my family, my Aunt Edith, my Aunt Kathy, and my dad. This win is for them. I love you guys.
All right, buddy.
Wait a minute. My teammates.
Oh, go ahead.
My all-star family, my all-star team. I got the greatest team in the world. Jeremiah Burke, Dylan Bryant, Derek Welch, Jason Gaines, Tom Barish, and I think that's everybody. And All-Star Racing got 7 wins this season. So the team is kicking butt. It really is. Some nights we have Jack Dixon join us. So I'm just going through the names, man. I really don't want to miss anybody on my team, but I think I got everybody. And I just appreciate my team. Love you guys.
Well, all right, buddy. Well, we appreciate you. Congratulations again. Great championship. And we'll see you on the track for next season, starting next Friday, going to be a repeat champion.
Oh yeah, and and thank you and Ricky for what you guys are doing in the booth as well. The broadcast, you best believe I'm going to go back and watch this one. I watch all of them, but I'm looking forward to going back and watching this broadcast. You guys are like fine wine, man. The older that you guys, the broadcast gets, the better it gets, and it just keeps getting better and better every race. So thank you guys for stepping up to the plate and broadcasting.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting better because Lori's whipping us. You know how that goes. But
Yeah.
great job, man.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. I appreciate you.
Yeah, see you next time. And that's your winner, race winner, and championship winner, Albert Anderson, America's driver in the 99 truck. So that will do it for the race tonight. Ricky, as always, I want to thank you for everything you do for the league and for this broadcast. My beautiful and talented wife, Lori, for keeping us all together, because we wouldn't be here without her and couldn't do it without her. So, race fans, that does it for tonight. Remember, stay sharp, stay fast, stay vigilante, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
This ain't your mama's racing stream.